Rest of my life. Rest of my forever. Yeah. This is my job for the rest of my life. This is the job for the rest of my life. This is my job for the rest of my life. This is the job for the rest of my telling the truth. Rest of my life. Loving the most high all of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Yeah. I'm standing my ground. The truth is the weapon. Please don't Malcolm X me. They shunning the message and killing the messenger. All over words. It must be the truth that I'm telling. These devils offended. You call it they trash. Don't buy up the shit that they selling. They label you bad. God know when these are the flags. Know what they hide. Know that my homeland ain't where I reside. Hey, who am I kid? I'm speaking to ears that never do listen. You gotta be talking them digits. Helping the children. Principal mission. I am a pediatrician. I'm done with this story. Get it, this story. Brother, I'm doing my story. Cause we are the people. I'd rather be better, never that equal. The feelings is mutual. Ain't speaking no evil. Examine your leader. Not doing religion. I'm open with politics. Calling me so controversial. They say I'm too raw, but spit is so eloquent. Like I've been spitting in curses. Their business is personal. Won't charge you for food. Won't do what a church do. I do what a nurse do. I call on a doctor and wait on my number. Forever I'm humble. I live with my shame. Let me die with some honor. 100. This is my job for the rest of my life. This is the job for the rest of my life. This is my job for the rest of my life. This is the job for the rest of my telling the truth. Rest of my life. Loving the most high all of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel here. Good to see everybody on, getting the morning thing going again on a consistent basis. You're going to be hearing a lot more from me. A lot of things in work. You're going to see them begin to take action, or whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, the title of today's show is why I'm about that action. And this is building on the topic that I spoke on I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I'll find out. But where I was teaching on just that spirit of hopelessness and loneliness. This is kind of building off of that, because that hopelessness and that loneliness, feeling and emotion, that's a big deal in our nation. You know what I'm saying? And I just, like I said, we're kicking the door down on all that. We're going full in on that, the spiritual combat way. When I say the spiritual combat way of kicking that down, I'm talking about not, let me see if this will come up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the title of that lesson I did is Overcoming Silent Suffering. So over here, it ain't about wishful thinking and I'm gonna just have faith and Jesus help me and all that. The book, our Bible, the Word, is a book of action. And a lot of people are in hopeless situations because they've been deceived in the inaction. Okay? And when you read through the book, when you look at King David and everything, and when you look at all the other stories, it's just a consistent thread through the book. It's a book of action, not wishful thinking. But Christianity, that religion that was given to us by our oppressors, it puts us in the inaction and wishful thinking, and that's something I'm trying to wake people up from. So yeah, I'm gonna show you a quick video that goes right along the lines of what I'm talking about. This is part of the reason. This is part of how I titled this, and this is my man Marshawn Lynch. Check him out.
You just don't want to talk, really.
I'm just about that action, boss.
You just
he said it, man. You just really don't want to talk. He's like, nah, I'm just about that action. Just a true soldier. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what the lesson is gonna be about today. It's not gonna be a real long one, but the shalom to y'all watching. Sister Aliza Shira Israel, shalom to you. Good to see you in there. Amona Il bin Elizer, good to see you in there. And good to see all the other people in there who have tuned in. Good to see y'all watching over there on YouTube. My YouTube viewers. So let's get into why I'm saying why I am about that action and why you should be too. And shout out to my man Yehukanan Yasha'Allah, Rhema Word Clothing. This is the leather spiritual combat TV hat. You know what I'm saying? High quality stuff, man. Definitely check that out, gal. Shalom, Mosai Child. Good to see you in there over there on YouTube. Good to see you in there. Shalom. So, why I'm about that action and why this is the follow-up on overcoming loneliness and hopelessness. If you've heard the story or my testimony, whatever you want to call it, you know, all the way up to I was like 27, 28, I was single. I didn't have any successful relationships as long term. It was just, you know, and I was out in the world, you know, and it was just, random encounters with women. I didn't know why the stuff would work or fail. I couldn't put it together. Couldn't make rhyme or reason of it. Didn't understand, and I was down, and I just felt hopeless and lonely and all that stuff like that. And that is widespread out there because in this culture, we have been purposely miseducated on relationships. In this culture, we are taught the exact opposite of what it takes to make relationships work. So that you're purposely, subliminally sabotage. You know, they sabotage you in your upbringing. Okay, my YouTube link. Okay, all you gotta do is go on YouTube and type in spiritual combat. Here, but I'll pull it up. I'll show you the YouTube page up here. And also, y'all see my correct email because I gave out the wrong email last video I did, and that's the correct one up there. So let me go to my channel real quick here. But yeah, so it's what people don't realize is you're brought up with the wrong information. Okay, they don't, you're not being told, let's see, view channel, there we go. Okay, so here's my channel here. Okay. So all you gotta do is type spiritual combat. All you gotta do is type that in on in YouTube, and it'll come up. But what happens? We're brought up, whether you realize it or not, and it's widespread, and you're taught the wrong concept of how to be a man and what women like and what they're attracted to, all that stuff like that. Same thing with the women. We come up in broken, dysfunctional families with misinformation, and a lot of times the church, people go to church and the church makes it worse. Okay, they further sabotage your relationship or your idea of relationships and stuff like that. So, hey, shalom, Mikael Gabar, good to see you in there. Good to see y'all in there. Good, shalom, Matt Skizzy and Badadiah, good to see you in there. Yeah, shalom to y'all. But yeah, they purposely, and even they're deceived too. I mean, don't get it twisted. They're not aware. A lot of times they're not aware of what they're doing. Shalom, Mark Moshe, good to see you in there. But you're given the wrong concept about what it takes to make a relationship work, what women like, how to be a man for women, how to be women. You're pre-programmed for destruction in this culture. And like I always say, a lot of that's creeping into the Hebrew Israelite movement. And I wouldn't even say creeping in, it's here. A lot of misinformation about how you should function in a relationship, what you should be focusing on as a man, when you should be worried about something and when you shouldn't. It's a lot of misinformation out there. So what we got to do is we have to we have to teach against it. We have to pull the curtains back on all this. So, like, going back to my situation, and when I felt lonely and hopeless and kind of led to be feeling down, and I was here I was 27, 28, frustrated. I was going to the church. I thought I was going to meet a woman there. The woman I did meet, she was into somebody else, and she was bad news anyway. So that was back when I was 27, 28. And what I ended up doing is I just got so frustrated, and I was like, you know what? And I didn't realize, to a certain extent, I was walking in the Word. I was actually following what the Word says, but not in its totality. It was half truths, But what I did, I was like, you know what? I'm done with the church. I was like, I'm going to just go figure this thing out my daggone self. I've been doing this church thing for 27, 28 years. I was like, I'm done. So I walked away from the church, and I began seeking worldly knowledge, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And the worldly knowledge, it did work, but it was half truths. Okay? So I started studying relationships and stuff like that, and what I needed to do and all that stuff like that. But the thing is, the point I'm making is the hopelessness and the despair dropped away when I took action. When I said, look, I'm gonna take conscious, purposeful action to alleviate my suffering. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, that worldly half-truth path of figuring this thing out led me right back to the Word, And and it was reflecting back. This just occurred to me just now. What it was the Most High answering a prayer that I had prayed for a long time. I said I prayed that He would please send me a wife I could know and love. You know, that was a prayer I prayed for years, and He answered that because I'll be honest. About a year and some change after I embarked on this path, maybe 2 years after I embarked on this thing to get this thing figured out, I was married with a wife. You know, 3 years later or whatever, 2.5 years later or whatever, I had a wife and kids and a family and all that stuff like that. But my point is you have to take action. And I was talking to a brother yesterday, and he was talking about how his father, when his wife divorced him, felt suicidal, and how that's and was very down and had a heavy spirit on him, and felt just hopeless and despair and all that after this woman left him, because what it is, a lot of men haven't been educated on how to be a man, on what women like, on how to meet women, and on how all this stuff works. Same thing with the women. The women suffer just as much. They don't understand how men work, what it takes to keep a man, how to be a woman, and all this. Now, women will tell you, oh, I know how to be a woman, but they know how to be a woman according to worldly standards. They know how to be a woman according to what this society has lied to them about. You know, they know how to be a woman because the standard, or whatever you want to call it, that this culture has given our sisters, our black women in this country, because it's mainly our people, our women, that suffer from this miseducation they give them. And how do they give it to them? Through the media. So the standard they give them for how to be a woman is designed, like when you look at what they're telling them to do, and the subliminal programming of this, how you become a woman, you see it's just poison. It's just designed to keep them single and to make them bad marriage material. And these women are programmed with this thing to where it's second nature, it's subconscious to them. It's like breathing or something. Same thing with the men. The programming the media and society give the men is just designed. I'll tell you what they do with the men is fill the men up with lust and give them and only give them destructive ways to release that lust, or whatever you want to call it. And you know, it's a vicious cycle because it ends up destroying the women, all that stuff like that. And and I see it out there. Like, for me, it's like plain and in plain view. And it just leaves a path of destruction and hurt and pain and loneliness and all this, when there is a misunderstanding of who you are as a man, on who the women are as women. They don't understand who they are. When you don't know who you are according to the word, and you're not aligned with that, it's a bad thing. It's a sad thing. It's a painful thing. So what I aim to do here, what I've been doing here, if you look back at my other lessons, is all about, if you're a man and you're struggling with relationships, you're struggling with loneliness, I have done plenty of videos, and I'm going to continue doing plenty of videos to show you what it means to be a biblically masculine man that women are attracted to. If you're a woman, I got plenty of videos, and I'm still doing plenty of videos of what it means to be a Proverbs 31 woman that men are attracted to. And I have videos out there already of, if you're single, how if you apply yourself, you could be married in the next 6 months, and depending on what degree you apply it, probably shorter than that, you know, which I wouldn't advise that, but you know, but you can. But why I'm about that action, the importance of action is, you have to understand that this book isn't a book of wishful thinking like Christianity teaches it to you. This book is a book of action. Okay, this book, all through it, requires you to take action. Okay? It says faith without works is dead. And people do, faith without works. Yeah, you know, and they just quote that scripture and don't see the power in it. Let me give you examples of, now when I finally took my life into my control, and I stopped letting the winds of life blow me around and just go, I was like a rudderless ship, and the currents of life and the situations of life would just blow me around, and I just float. And I just like, oh, Lord Jesus, he understand. Oh, Lord, the Lord, and this, that, and the other. And the currents of life would just have me floating all over the damn place until I took the wheel. And I said, I'm a steer. Even though the current was blowing straight this way, I was steering it this way because I knew that's where I needed to get. And that's when that's when stuff started happening. So let me give you some examples. One example is I started learning what it meant to be a man and how to deal with women and all that. And I noticed I began meeting women, okay? I began meeting them, but not meeting them like I thought I would. And then I realized, oh, well, if you living out in Podunk, rural, you know, Redneckville, where there's a 2 black women every 200 square miles, you ain't gonna meet that many, you know. So I realized that. I had a nice house, you know, because I thought I was gonna build a nice house and I could meet a woman and all that. I had a nice house, good job, living in a nice area, all that. Everything was comfortable and cushy and all that. And I was like, you know what? I was like, if I want to meet a woman, I need to move to where the women are at. So I completely, by myself, sold the house, got a new job, up, and moved to Jacksonville, Florida. 6 months later, I met my lovely wife, Sister Koya Israel. Here we are 10 years later with the full weight. You know what I'm saying? We got a family, kids, house, all that. You know? But my mindset is that way, where I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I am willing to do whatever it takes to achieve whatever needs to be achieved, whatever the Most High, because I walk according to this word, whatever the Most High has laid out. Okay, hold on one sec. All right. So whatever the Most High has laid out for me, whatever He says I can do according to that word, I make it happen. I make it a reality. And what has happened now, I've been telling people, man, like I'll say a prayer about something. I was like, you know, I want to do this, Most High. And it says if you pray for something in His name, He will answer. And what it don't mean in the name of Jesus, Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. You know, like they be in the church, like they're saying abracadabra, abracadabra, dabra, abracadabra. It's not like that. It's when you pray for it in His name, it means according to what's written. When you're asking for something according to what He says He'll give you or whatever, I promise I've seen stuff manifest in my life and things come right in so fast that I forgot I asked about it till later on. So that's asking for stuff according to his name. All right, Sister Cynthia put, book of action, never thought to look at it as a book of action. And it really is just that. That was a wake up to me. All praises to the Most High, sister, because that was exactly what I was trying to communicate today. And just to also tell you, don't feel bad that you didn't see it as a book of action, because it was not taught to you as a book of action by that Greco-Roman religion, Christianity. It's not taught to you as a book of action. It's taught to you as a book of pacification. Oh, there's something. Oh yeah, I got. Well, this Sister Corey is telling me there's something on my shirt, but this is my work shirt. So, but yeah, it's taught to you as a book of wishful thinking and magic, and it was taught to us that way. You know, I could do a whole lesson on that. It was taught to us that way by design, by deception. That's how Satan teaches stuff to you. He teaches you wishful thinking, you know, and stuff like that. I write my goals down. I write them down in paper, and I'm organized and have action steps, and just shake heavy and move forward. And to be honest with you, the past couple months I haven't been doing it. And especially, and I haven't been too goal-oriented the past couple weeks because I've been doing so many other things. But here in the coming weeks, man, the Most High has put some stuff in order in my life, and it's funny, man, because I had prayed about this too. I just realized that too, and now it's happening. But I'll be doing this show in the morning like this a whole lot more often, probably every single day of the week, because he's put some stuff in order to where I'm able to do this. And it's, you know, I'm going to really be showing people how to make stuff happen in their life effortlessly. It's not going to take a whole bunch of effort. Let me show you another area where I took action. When I began to embark on this thing, I woke up one morning, I had my alarm on, and my alarm would wake me up with the radio. You know, you could set the alarm to go off with the radio. And I noticed where I would wake up some mornings, I kind of feel hopeless. I feel like some despair when I woke up. Well, I woke up one morning and this song came on, and it was by one of them gay ass R&B singers, you know, like Brian McKnight. I don't know. I don't like a lot of music. But anyway, it was like some sad R&B song. And I was like, ooh. I was like, man, I feel depressed already. I was like, I don't like feeling depressed first damn thing in the morning. So what I did, because what I began to do was look at stuff. Consciously look at everything. Look at myself. Look at how I'm feeling, everything like that. What I did is that when I got home from work, I made a CD because my alarm clock could play CDs. I made a CD with this guy speaking positive things to some kind of motivational type music. And every morning, and it was speaking about, you know, at the time my goal was to meet a wife and everything like that. And it was speaking about that in a masculine warfare type way. And I would hear that every single morning. So every morning that would make me wake up with a positive warfare, achieve these goals mindset. And step by step, I went through it. You know, eventually I got my household, moved to Jacksonville, all that, and made that goal. That's thousands of goals ago. Like now I have this thing of accomplishing stuff. It's not even a science anymore. It's like mathematics. It's like, okay, all I need to do is write out where I want to be. All right. And step by step how I'm going to get there. Literally, like, for instance, driving to Orlando from here. Oh, man, I got to go all the way to Orlando. I don't think about it like that. It's To get to Orlando, okay, first I got to back my car out my driveway. Then I got to drive down my street. Then I got to make a right here, then a left here. Then get on the highway, go down here to this exit. Boom, boom, boom. Action steps. One step at a time. This is what I need to do. And I don't overburden myself with my action steps. It's just like, okay, this week I need to do this. So I'll just do that one thing. And it's something that might take 5 minutes to do, and I give myself a whole week, for however many hours are in a week. I give myself a whole week to do it. Okay? And then I do the next action step. And the next thing you know, it's there. You know? If I'm feeling good, I'll do a whole bunch of them, you know? And I'm gonna go into it a lot more to show y'all, but I see a lot of people suffering in silence for no reason, because they don't realize this simple truth, you know? And that's why I'm not sitting here, I'm not quoting 20 damn verses to you that you heard 30 times in the last month. I'm not going to do that. Y'all already know the Bible. Y'all just need to understand what those verses really mean. You done heard faith without works is dead your whole damn life, but you're sitting there dead and can't figure out why. And it's because ain't no works, and we don't understand this simple, basic, surface level stuff. Y'all, with that said, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and like I said, we're gonna continue to go in on this, because this is one of the biggest issues among our people, is we're not taking action. We don't understand why we're in the situations we're in. You my vote 100 time to repent of movement forward. Yep. Yeah, exactly, y'all. Book. All right, Sister Cynthia, she put, that makes sense. Speaking positive in your life first thing in the morning. None of that sad stuff. I would listen to stuff that would make me cry. Yeah, that. Oh, hold on. Because I got to do a whole message on what you just said. Because I used to do that too. Listen to emotional music. And that's not bad. But you have to be feeding the right emotions. Most people need to be in a warfare mindset. That's why I listen to war music. Because there's, now don't get it twisted, I done met people that need some emotional music because they too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But most people have been spiritually castrated. All right. So I'm gonna do a whole lesson on what you just said there, Sister Cynthia. But with that, and that's why I listen to songs like this, like this.
Rest of my life, rest of my life, rest of my life, rest of my.
You hear that? It's real.
Yeah. This is my job for the rest of my life. The rest of my life.
That's real. That song right there and a lot of other ones I listen to communicate all the right emotions for kicking down strongholds. That's why I say that's my worship music. I'm not kicking against anybody, but being all, oh Jesus, and all that slow stuff, that's not the mindset I need to be in on the battlefield that I'm in. You see what I'm saying? Here go another one.
My enemies under. Every day, y'all, I'm learning. Fall down, call it learning. Life always confirming everything that I'm learning. Burn it up, burn it up.
That's what I need to hear. That's some morning wake-up music. I was listening to it this morning because it's real. That's the right emotional mindset you need to be in to overcome. And if you're struggling with loneliness, whatever you're struggling with, that will put you in the right spirit because you're in a war. Not, oh, Jesus, and whatever that music is. That's cool for some people, you know, whatever, you know. But when you're trying to overcome, when you got strongholds, when you got demonic oppression and possession, you got to consciously go to war and attack that. And you need some war music, and you need a warfare mindset. You don't need no tiptoeing through the tulips, stuff going on. Anyway, y'all, with that said, y'all, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I got to head to work, but yeah, I'll be doing these shows every morning here. Start sometime next month. And they'll be a whole lot longer because my schedule changed. So I'm excited about it because I really want to wake folks up and get them blessed.
This is my job for the rest of my life. This is the job for the rest of my telling the truth. Rest of my life. Loving the most high all of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Rest of my life. Yeah. I'm standing my ground. The truth is the weapon. Please don't Malcolm X me. They shunning the message and killing the messenger. All over words. It must be the truth that I'm telling. These devils offended. You call it they trans. Don't buy up the shit that they selling. They label you bad. God know what leads to the flags. Know what they hide. Know that my homeland ain't where I reside. Hey, who am I kid? I'm speaking to ears that never do listen. You gotta be talking them digits. Helping the children. Principal mission. I am a pediatrician. I'm done with this story. Get it, this story. Brother, I'm doing my story. Cause we are the people. I'd rather be better, never that equal. The feelings is mutual. Ain't speaking no evil. Examine your leader. Not doing religion. I'm open with politics. Calling me so controversial. They say I'm too raw, but spit is so eloquent. Like I've been spitting in curses. Their business is personal. Won't charge you for food. Won't do what a church do. I do what a nurse do. I call on a doctor and wait on my number. Forever I'm humble. I live with my shame. Let me die with some honor. 100. This is my job for the rest of my life.